It's the Green Team, only on Siobhan Live.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the weekly Environment Show. It's every Wednesday here on Dubai Eye. Each week we take a look at a different eco-story or issue, and as always, welcome you to join us. Tell us about some of your good green ideas. You can air your eco-concerns as well, and together we can try and raise the green consciousness of the city that we live in. Well, joining me on the Green Team this week, it's a pleasure to welcome Professor Jan Grainger of Murdoch University here in Dubai. Good afternoon to you, Professor Grainger. Welcome.
Good afternoon to everyone and listeners.
And also we'll be welcoming a student of Murdoch University, Jan Jamil, who in fact is a double major student in environmental management and sustainable development. Good afternoon, Jan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Well, let's start actually with you first of all, Professor, if we can, about the university itself, because as I've just been learning is these two new courses in environmental management and sustainable development. They've just launched this year, haven't they?
They have, definitely. We started on the 29th of August, and environmental management and sustainability units were made available for the first time. That's not to say, of course, that they haven't been taught in Australia. They have, for the last 10-15 years, they've been taught in Australia. And our Australian home campus is very much a leader in the field of environmental management, sustainability, research into new energy forms.
Right. Yeah, of course, for those that maybe don't know, Murdoch University, of course, is a very well-known university already existing in Australia.
In Australia, Perth, Western Australia, yes.
And this is... how does it work then, this branch in Dubai? Is it the same degrees, the same sophistication, the same everything that you would get if you went to Australia?
It's like getting an Australian degree without leaving home.
Right.
For people here in the UAE. We actually teach materials that are provided to us by our friends in Perth. The courses that we teach here are actually written by research people back in Perth. They inform the courses with the latest research, cutting-edge technologies and so on. And then we teach it here in Dubai. The students themselves are students of Murdoch University in Perth, Western Australia. So we call them honorary Australians while they're with us. And we teach them exactly as they would be taught in Australia. And
I always think of Australia as being a forerunner in many ways as far as the environment is concerned. The new policies, I think just recently with regards to solar roofs on the housing, solar panelling, the clean-up campaigns, which were started many years ago. And there always seems to be very much a great eco-intelligence, let's say, of sorts from Australia. Is that why that you decided to pick up on those courses now and try them out here in Dubai?
Well, I've actually been here in the UAE for the last 8 years. This is my 9th year. And I've become aware of an increasing consciousness about environmental matters. I worked with folk in Fujairah, in the high colleges of technology. And we were very interested in things like solar energy. Who else has got as much sun as we have? Wind energy, and we were very much interested in that. But Murdoch itself, we feel that there's going to be a major push within the UAE for environmental matters. And we should really contribute towards equipping the country with people who can handle this sort of thing. Like Jan, for example. What a fantastic opportunity she'll have when she graduates, working within the UAE, because I think she intends staying here. And when I was asking her what she wants to do with it, she can do anything. There's a management side of it. There's managing the environment, ensuring we protect the environment. There's a sustainability side. I have a 3-year-old granddaughter, and I worry about whether she's going to have enough water when she's 25 years old.
So it's really about fixing a course or creating a course, let's say, that suits the needs of tomorrow, kind of, if you know what I mean. Precisely. I mean, it's building that business side into it, but also the practicality side.
Yes.
Is it a course that is replicated from Australia, or has it been adapted at all for this region?
Precisely replicated. We teach exactly the same units. Of course, there are certain areas that we have to compromise, if you like. There's certain cultural issues that we'd be very careful of handling. But we're used to it. We've been here now 3 years. We've taught MBA courses, environmental management courses coming online, business courses, even media courses. We have all of those available for our students. So we've got the experience of working with Australian materials, but in the UAE, in the Dubai environment.
But I think it's quite interesting, isn't it, in that, you know, you're teaching students and you're creating this whole generation perhaps of knowledge within these students. But as it stands at the moment, I don't know, do those jobs actually exist, or is it going to be up to the likes of Jan and her fellow students to actually create those jobs for themselves?
Yeah, well, you're right.
I mean, within this region.
Yeah, within this region. I have a son-in-law who's working in environmental management in Australia, and he works on a gold mine. Now, basically, they have 24-hour camera surveillance. Every shovelful of sand that comes out of that open-cast mine will have to be replaced. And his job is to make sure that when the mine is finished, and when they pack up and go home, it will be brought back to exactly the same situation as it was before. Now, that means environmental impact studies and everything else. And I think that the UAE is getting ready for that. We're looking at LEED buildings. We're looking at how do we sustain our little part of the world in a global environment, because everything is connected nowadays. You know, the butterfly flaps its wings in China, and we get a sandstorm here in Dubai.
Exactly.
And so what we're trying to do is bring the students online. A lot of students here in Dubai are actually studying environmental management at secondary school level. We have some AS students I came across recently, and A-level students, but also in the IGCSE level, they're studying environmental management.
Oh, that's good to hear.
It is.
I didn't know that, actually.
I think that one of the barriers is that there are not many clearly defined jobs here in the UAE currently, and people say, you know, is there money in studying to become an environmental manager? Should I not study to become a doctor, lawyer, or whatever? But my feeling is, and the university's feeling, is that the potential for people with an understanding of environmental management and sustainability, they've got a very, very bright future.
Well, thank you for that great introduction there. What we'll do next, in the next part of this hour, is to actually hear from the student, Jan, who is studying environmental management and sustainable development. She also just finished a wonderful internship right here in Dubai. So we'll get her thoughts about what she's learning and why, and what she's going to do next with all that wonderful knowledge. So if you've got some questions at all for Jan or for Professor Grainger from Murdoch University, why not text in on 4001. You can also give us a call on 423 1010. We, towards the end of this hour, we're also going to be picking up on some of the stories that have kind of caught our eye as well over the few weeks. So if there's anything of interest that you caught or that you read and you'd like to raise with us, why not do so as well? We're going to be back after this short break.